Good morning to all the guests, students, and parents present here. On behalf of the whole personal project community, I would like to pay our tributes to our loved principal, Ms. Vardui Gregorian. She paved the path for personal project as we know it today. She wasn't just a principal, she was a teacher, guiding us in every way we could, giving us opportunities that we could only ever dream of. She was the reason we were all given a chance to do such wonderful projects and express ourselves. She brimmed with new and innovative ideas, all in the favor of us students. And to repay her, we're all trying our best to shine. She may not be here with us physically, but she will always be in our hearts every step of the way. All she wanted for us was to be the best versions of ourselves, academically and non-academically. As James O'Barr once said, if the people we love are stolen from us, the way to have them live on is to never stop loving them. With this, we all thank you, Ms. Vardui, for everything you've done. We are deeply grateful.
Hello everyone, greetings of the day. My name is Manish Srivastav and I am the MYP Personal Project Coordinator at Genesis Global School, Noida. I welcome you all to the Personal Project exhibition of our first batch of MYP 5 students. Personal Project has provided our MYP 5 students with a platform to inquire, act and reflect, through which they have culminated their interest, skills and knowledge to develop an age-appropriate learning goal and transform it into an insightful product. This process is going to help them in emulating their journey into the world of IB and also their further studies. Let's appreciate their efforts and witness their curiosity, creativity, and ownership in creating these exhibition videos. Thank you.
Heartiest congratulations on the successful exhibition of your personal project. It's a culmination of your hard work and perseverance. But interestingly, towards a project which was not just a task, but a project where your heart is. Personal project gives opportunity to young learners to dive deep into their inner self and reflect upon what aspects of life interest and intrigue them. I am assured each one of you have found an area of passion and have been successful in developing some important life skills. These life skills will definitely be helpful to you not only for your further studies but life beyond academics. My good wishes are with you. Follow your heart, live passionately, live truly. God bless you.
Dear MYP 5 students, congratulations on completing your personal project. It has been a great journey with you all, and it was a pleasure to watch you all work on your passion, on your skills, and the way you have brought up so innovative ideas to develop these projects. I wish you all could carry on your area of interest further in your life. Whatever career you take doesn't matter, but every time you keep in mind that you have to live your interest area, your passion, and actually it gives you energy. It gives you a lot of happiness in life. Just carry on and keep going. Take up the challenges you have faced here also, but you were able to overcome them and think of strategies, ideas, how you can still develop your product and complete it. In fact, I will also appreciate some of you who could even go up to the level when you are connecting it to a community, how it could benefit the community. So keep on engaging yourself in your area of interest. Keep devoting your work, keep rewarding your community with your interest areas. And I think this is the best place where you can get engaged and you also love and enjoy this journey. Along with this, I would also like to thank all of our supervisors for supporting you all, for guiding you all in this journey. So congratulations once again from whole Genesis family. All the very best for your future.
The community project is an inquiry based project that encourages students to explore their interest and serve a need in the community. It is an opportunity for students to apply the skills and knowledge acquired throughout the MYP program at Genesis Global School. Moreover, the community project helps students to further develop attributes of the IB learner profile and to demonstrate ATL skills acquired, practiced, and mastered in the MYP. The MYP community project requires a minimum of 15 hours in which students investigate, propose, plan, implement, and present their project. It may be completed individually or by the group of a maximum of 3 students. It develops the IB mission statement that encourages students across the world to become active learners. It further provides a lower stake practice of skills and organizations to prepare for the required personal project. Coordinators can use data from the community project to determine areas for program improvement.
Bonjour, Swadika, hola, and me, how do you? For my personal project, I have made a travel blog website where I write about my past experiences of travel of different places around the world, for example, Thailand. Growing up, my family would never miss out on an opportunity to travel, be it in the summer or in the winter vacation, on their anniversary, or even on some random day in December just to cherish the frigid air. Ergo, I always ended up traveling and observing various types of cultures, foods, activities to do at a certain place, and surely not to miss out on the shopping opportunities. My learning goal for this project was to learn how I can ameliorate my blog writing and website making skills, and for the same, I carried out secondary research where I referred to several YouTube videos and websites. And for further enhancement of the website, I am planning on updating and adding more experiences as I visit more places.
Hi, my name is Arush, and today I'd like to share my journey of my personal project. Growing up, I was always drawn to new innovations and had a creative streak of my own. I developed an interest in robotics and took it as an extracurricular subject, which sparked my love for technology. As I got older, I drifted away from my passion for art, but my sister, who was still involved in arts, continued to inspire me, and I found my way back to my creative side. I discovered digital art as the perfect combination for my love of art and technology. By incorporating some coding elements, I was able to delve deeper into the technological aspect of my learning goal. I started with basic skills, but with time and dedication, I developed my artistic skills and found my passion for digital art. I reached out to the internet and artistic people for help and experimented with various tools and techniques to find my style. To further validate my choice, I evaluated several ideas and determined NFTs to be the most suitable product idea. They encompassed all aspects of my learning goal and were well balanced. I developed an NFT collection consisting of pictures I created using digital art mediums, which is my product. My digital art skills were put to the test when I had to create a poster outside the personal project, and I was proud to see that my skills I developed to a satisfactory level. Along the way, I developed my information literacy skills as I had to research to find the best possible solutions to each and every problem I faced. I also improved my creative thinking skills, which has given me a new outlook on everything I do. Recently, I received feedback on my product through a survey and was glad to see a mix of opinions. While some praised my work, others suggested areas for improvement. This feedback has given me a clearer understanding of my product and the areas that still need work and on which I can still improve. I plan to focus on enhancing the appearance and adding features that will make the product more attractive, and I want to continue this personal project forward. Looking back on my personal project, I'm proud of what I've achieved, but there's always room for improvement. My limited time and inconsistent application of skills impacted the final outcome. But if I had another shot, I would prioritize my project and make a consistent effort to practice and perfect my new skills. I'm thrilled to have rediscovered my passion for art through this project. Mixing technology with my love for art has allowed me to strengthen my skills in digital art and NFT creation. My dedication and consistent practice has opened up new opportunities for me in this field. I am eager to continue exploring and showcasing my work and stay up to date with the latest advancements in the industry. I am grateful for the chance to further develop my artistic and creative abilities, and I am confident that my hard work and determination will lead me to achieve goals in the world of digital art and technology in the future. Thank you.
I'm working on a product centered around the theme of friendship and incorporating various different sustainable development goals. As a student of English, I really enjoy writing short stories and have a passion for creating cartoons. This project will allow me to deepen my understanding of story writing. I have a fondness for art but could not pursue this as a subject, so I'm using this personal project as an opportunity to improve my art skills. Additionally, I wanted to address sustainable development goals through my writing, which led me to the idea of creating a comic. My learning goal is to create and relate a comic book about friendship to different models and understand how that is affecting the society. I demonstrated my information literacy skills by linking the distinct subjects of friendship and sustainable development goals. I experimented with both digital and handmade methods, which allowed me to learn about creating comics and which medium is most effective. Through this process, I gained knowledge about presenting my content in both formats. In order to reach a large audience, I sought guidance from a supervisor on how to effectively communicate my ideas. My supervisor taught me how to present my ideas in a manner that would appeal to people of all ages. I also sought input from my parents and brother to gather different perspectives and broaden the connections between friendship and sustainable development goals. My product is a manual comic book which evokes and affects emotions and teaches different models. I incorporated innovative concepts to establish a link between two themes in my product. I employed visual diagrams in a comic style format to impart moral lessons to my audience. I went through a lot of brainstorming sessions and extensive research on sustainable development goals to craft my stories. Moreover, I faced a significant challenge in trying to appeal to a large target audience, so I made sure to gather diverse perspectives when creating my comic stories to achieve a wider impact. Through this project, I was able to significantly develop my communication and creativity skills. Additionally, it allowed me to better my artistic skills. This project involved research, which provided me with a deeper understanding of the significance of focusing on sustainable development goals. During the creation process, I developed a strong emotional connection to the stories behind the product. Initially, the book's quality and material were not up to the par and seemed not very sturdy, so I created a digital format. However, being new to digital art, I found it quite challenging and wasn't satisfied with the graphics. Changing to an animation format proved to be a better option and the graphics were more visually appealing. I encountered some difficulties in bringing together the two themes initially, but through research and time, I figured out how to do it. Overall, the results were good. I made my comic in 3 different formats, learned 2 new art techniques, received positive feedback, and now I'm looking forward to further improve my product. My stories were also published in the junior school magazine, enabling me to make a significant impact. In the future, I aim to craft stories that address the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. To reach a wider audience, I plan to translate my stories into various languages with the help of school teachers. Additionally, I envision creating a series of audio and videos adaptations of my stories, complete with named characters to help the audience connect with them. I may even involve interested students in acting out these stories. Thank you.
Have you ever seen handy, sustainable, and multi-purpose handbags in the market? Well, my personal project is all about it. I am Ahana Roda from MYP 5A, and the name I've given to my personal project is Recycle Bags. As the concept of my personal project revolves around the theme of sustainable handbags, therefore I have decided to keep this name as it is a combined word of recyclable and bags. For this personal project, my learning goal is to learn how to create eco-friendly handbags that promote recycling so that I can impart this knowledge to young people at an NGO. And my product goal is to follow fashion industry trends and create trendy handbags from recyclable materials. Since I was a child, I've been enjoying dressing up and suggesting outfits to my friends and families. I have enjoyed going shopping with my mother. Observing my mother buy a variety of fashion accessories from brands that I hope to emulate in the future gave me the inspiration to create bags. Since I wish to pursue fashion designing as a career and I value environmental preservation, I have a strong interest in fashion designing as well as in environment preservation. I wanted to to select a challenging project because I consider myself to be a risk taker as I learned in the IB program. Therefore, I have decided to design and create fashion handbags. For the start, this project seemed to be challenging for me given that I did not have much of expertise in the field of manufacturing and designing. As different manufacturing processes and several businesses are significantly harming the environment, I wanted to design a line of eco-friendly yet fashionable handbags. Since environmentalism and sustainability are so important in the future, in order for me to take little measures and make our planet a sustainable and a better place to live, I also wanted to impart the same knowledge to other people at an NGO, keeping the aesthetics, cost, customer, environment, size, safety, function, and material in my mind. I have created my product. To begin with, I had conducted a market research where I had surfed the internet to research for different handbags already available in the market, where I used research skills, which includes media literacy skills. After researching, I had learned to stitch a handbag from YouTube as well from a professional. Furthermore, I had also visited an NGO named Prajna Foundation, which is based in Delhi, to teach the girls there how to make handbags, which will help them in their future purposes. Lastly, this project does not end here. I will be taking this project forward by initiating a small business where I will be selling the handmade handbags made by me and the girls at the NGO to raise funds for their education. To conclude, the main idea for the personal project lies in the relation to global context as well as services action. The global context, globalization and sustainability as well as services action were the key sources of my inspiration for my personal project. Sustainability is something I was concentrating on because I had made a eco-friendly a line of handbags. Consequently, keeping the current environment circumstances in my mind, I had made the decision to design eco-friendly handbags. My personal project is also tied to services action since I had taught young people at an NGO the same craft so that they can use the same knowledge to pursue new hobbies or even start a side business, which helped me enhance my social collaboration skills. Last but not least, I had also conducted a survey to know what people think about my product to evaluate my success for the personal project. Thank you.
Personal project. It was definitely a new subject for me. When the teachers asked me to choose a personal interest, I was tied up between so many options. I couldn't set my mind on one interest as I had so many areas that I wanted to excel at. I narrowed down to my final two options: therapeutic poetry writing or fashion merchandising. Well, those were two concepts that had no relation to each other whatsoever. I started to think about what interested me more: clothes, designs, and brands, or concepts of emotions, literature, and expressions in form of art. After what felt like ages, I finally arrived at a conclusion of going ahead with fashion, a dream that I had been seeing since I was a little girl. My learning goal was divided into two parts: fashion and enterprising. For the first part, I had to learn how to sew, and for the latter, I had to research the consumer demand in the market, and I focused on how I could make my small enterprise profitable. It definitely had the most work. Though, through this, I developed skills of research and thinking creatively. The main idea of my personal project was how to make fashion affordable for everyone. I believe fashion is a way of expressing your inner thoughts, and everyone should have the right to be able to do so. Money shouldn't be the factor preventing people from dressing up how they want to be. With this enterprise, I hope to achieve the global context of personal and cultural expression by aiming to make dresses that are mediocre in costs but excellent in quality. Throughout the project journey, the action plan that I created at the beginning came of great use, believe me. It seems like a small thing, but once you have a long term goal to achieve, these tiniest of steps help to achieve them a lot faster. Let us not underestimate the power of the action plan. Implementing this made use of my thinking skills and enhanced my time management skills, which definitely is going to help me further in life. Oh, the happiness when you complete a task and advancing closer to the end. The feeling of accomplishment that definitely drives you towards the end of the project. The success criteria is another factor of my success in meeting the expectations of my project. It helped me to compare my original expectations of the product to what had been produced by me. For a couple weeks, my whole day surrounded research, research, and research, and that was it. I was observing the trends, looking through Instagram and different accounts, etc. It was definitely hectic, but it was definitely worth it. Later, I showcased communication skills as I had to communicate effectively with prospective customers or even the tailors I went to for learning how to sew. Additionally, I implemented thinking skills too. I had to implement various designs that would work effectively in the market. I thought of different types of clothing items and what fabric I could use that would suit best. But majorly, I had to think about keeping my costs low through each and every way because that was basically the whole point of my project, fashion for middle income groups. I started sewing a dress first, which I hand stitched for better fitting. Then I advanced onto a top and then a shirt and then finally a skirt, which honestly I'm the most proud of. I feel I could have easily added men's clothing too, as that could have just increased my customer base. But maybe I could incorporate that later because I plan to continue this even after completion of the personal project. I feel it's great that I have learned such skills that take so much time to adapt to, and it would be useless if I don't continue this. And now finally comes reflection skills. One of the most important part of personal project is being able to reflect on your weaknesses and appreciate your strengths. This helped me to analyze where I went wrong, what could have been done better, and how there's always and always room for perfection. I collected feedback from my classmates and teachers so that I could know what people liked and what they thought could be better. Lastly, I feel I developed as an IB learner as I acquired several new skills, some that are going to be extremely helpful in the coming years in DP or even universities or later. And that is it, my personal project journey. One that helped me discover the innate potential that I had and provided the motivation to accomplish an interest that I had been waiting to since a long time. Even though the clothes could have been much better, I take pride in the amount of effort I have put in, and I'm happy that I was able to complete it in time, and that too with success.
Hello everyone. My name is Arav and I am from class MYP 5. I want to take a moment to talk about a journey that I embarked on recently. My learning goal was to explore architectural 3D modeling and understand more about sustainability. My product goal was to create a sustainable modern house model with a solar panel inspired by a real house in Germany. I began my journey with a lot of excitement, but soon realized that it was not going to be an easy task. The initial stage of the process, creating the 3D model, was challenging for me. I had to create three different models before I found one that best suited my product goal. But I didn't give up. I kept going, and with each interaction, I learned something new. The research was also a time consuming aspect of the process, but it helped me understand how to make my model efficient. I learned about the importance of solar panels and the use of natural light and how these elements can help make a house sustainable. As I progressed through my project, I realized that there are always some room for improvement, and that better materials and equipment could have resulted in a better outcome. But I'm proud of what I was able to achieve with my skills and resources. In conclusion, I'm very happy to say that I achieved my product goal and of creating a sustainable modern house model with a solar panel. It was a challenging journey, but I learned a lot of things and I'm excited to continue exploring the world of architectural 3D modeling and sustainability. Thank you.
For my personal project, I made a cookbook consisting of various recipes from different cultures like pineapple curry, chocolate cake, meringue cookies, etc. My product goal was to create a cookbook with easy to make recipes for teenagers, and my learning goal was to learn cooking skills focusing on easy to make recipes. I already had an interest in cooking and was aware of how to cook basic things. Hence, I took up a project where I could further enhance my skills in my area of interest while also helping others. I chose to make a cookbook as many teenagers do not know how to cook, and this could help them develop essential skills. In this project, I was able to develop my critical thinking and research skills as I had to go through several recipes and methods to understand it and shorten the process. I faced many challenges in this process as some of the foods were difficult to make and I had to try them a few times to figure out an easier method. I also faced issues in time management but was able to overcome them by planning efficiently. Overall, the cookbook was successful as it was not only appealing but also easy to follow. My cookbook is aesthetically pleasing and the production cost was also low. The main audience for it was teenagers or anyone else who would want to explore cooking. The main purpose was to teach people basic culinary skills. The cookbook was easy to understand and follow, however, it could have contained more recipes from other cultures. Some foods which I cooked for this project were chocolate cake, meringue cookies, pineapple curry, etc. And this was the final product.
Good morning to one and all. My name is Ahan Garg. I'm a student of MYP 5 and today I'm going to be talking about my journey throughout personal project. My personal project journey has been very perfect and it has been very good for me. I have learned a lot. It has helped me in ways I could not imagine. It was not just a journey for me, it was a learning. It was also something that could help me a lot in my career as my personal project was very much related to my future career and my personal project was very important to me. It has helped me to understand what I all I need to do for the future and what I can improve right now. Now let's get on ahead and talk about the journey. Till date, if we talk about the journey, it's been a very great journey I have had. Personal project had started in MYP 5, MYP 4, and that time first we spent our time just looking for a problem, just looking for our product, just finalizing what the product was. That took a lot of time. It was very problematic. I searched a lot, but at the end, what helped me was just looking deep down into my own emotions, my own knowledge, and choosing a product which I liked, choosing something that I preferred. I uh, I love maths and I want to take software engineering coding as a future project or a future career for me. I want to do computer science in the future. That's why I made a combination of these, and physics is also very important for computer science and I also like physics. So I made a combination of them and I solved a problem that I had and also learned physics, maths and coding at the same time. So when I shifted from MYP, IB, MYP 1, MYP 2, MYP 3 to suddenly MYP 4 and 5, the level between the sciences level, the change of level between chemistry, physics, and maths from the previous year's subjects, it was very high. Suddenly maths had gotten 10 times much difficult and physics and chemistry was much more deeper and much more elaborate now, and we had to go learn about it much more. And before that we were just doing in brief, so it felt really easy, but now it was very difficult. So to solve that problem, I made my app which would help children learn maths and physics through playing games, which would be fun, and it would help them learn maths and physics. So they don't run from the app, they run towards the app to actually play it and help them learn maths and physics. Now if we talk about my product and learning goal, my product goal was basically to help children learn maths and physics. Children who are new to subjects or courses and do need help with maths and physics, but like many people and like me sometimes who are not able to focus purely on books and they like something fun, so that this is a very good solution for them also. And then my learning goal was actually to just help me learn programming, Java, and languages, coding better, and maths and physics, obviously. And I believe that was fulfilled as I learned a lot about my coding. Some of the challenge, my journey has been filled with challenges. Some of the main challenge was that I was making an algorithm from Python programming, so that algorithm could actually fetch the data that the consumer needed. And in my app, because there was a lot of data to compile all the data from online IGCSE courses on maths and physics, and but it had my app had to find a way to fetch that data and provide it to the consumer according tending to its particular needs. And to tend to those needs, my app needed to be perfect, and to for that I was creating in Python algorithm which would automatically use algorithms, you could say artificial intelligence, you could say, not purely but kind of. And that algorithm would fetch out data, fetch out knowledge about maths and physics as according tending to the user's needs. But because of my lack of knowledge in Python, I was able to complete my app, but I was not able to complete algorithms. I was not able to fully complete algorithms. I was able to complete them, but there were some bugs. Obviously, it was sometimes glitching, it was crashing, and sometimes it was giving the wrong data. So that was an improvement I would like to make in the further future when I am better at coding, at programming. In the further future, when I do more courses and learn Python fully properly, I would like to redo my personal project and this time make a fair and a good algorithm and make a uh, fully functional working app which has no glitches and no problems. Thank you. This was all, and I hoped you enjoyed my listening to my journey. It has been really helpful to me, and I believe if you don't make these mistakes that I made, you'll be able to. It will be really helpful for you as well. Thank you.
Topic of football. My interest has always been to create a website, but I never got an opportunity to do so. Because of this personal project, I was able to enhance my skills in website development. I decided to make a website on football because as a sportsman, I learned that there are a lot of unsolved difficulties in the game of football that are faced by aspiring footballers. My learning goal was to learn how to create a website based on the sport of football and learn various techniques and skills involved in the game. As an experienced footballer, this website has helped me improve my game as well. My product goal was to create a website that guides beginner footballers to improve in the sport and provide useful information to gain knowledge like various equipment, the history, and in general the details of the sport. Now, I will show you some parts of the website to help you clearly understand what the product is all about. So, this is the main page when you click onto the website. After this, I have written some content about myself and also what the website will help you achieve. Now I have covered all different aspects of the game and also added seamless transitions to the website. So first I have added a area for history. This includes the brief history of the sport from where it began and to where it is now. Then I added an area for popular players currently. So the best top 10 players I have accumulated in this area. I have also added some history and achievements one by them to justify my reasons for this list. Then I have added a section for coaching. This in this section you will find different drills that I have added. So if I go to shooting, there will be I have added imagery to help make it more clear for the user to understand what the drill is about, the purpose of the drill, and also how the drill works. I have added this feature for all the different aspects like defending, goalkeeping, passing, dribbling, and etc. I have added a section for rules as well. In this section, I have accumulated the most important rules of football, which are crucial to know as they will help you progress in your journey. I have added the basic rules, the offside rule, and advanced rules. In the basic rules, I talk about the most necessary rules that are required to play football, like handball, being offside, foul throw, and etc. I studied more about the offside rule, as I think it is a very crucial rule in the game. I have also added imagery to uh, help you clearly understand what it is about. In advanced rules, I have talked about the rules that are sometimes overlooked by a lot of people, but they play a crucial part in the game. I have added a lot of transitions and animation to make it aesthetically pleasing for myself and the user. Now, I will talk about the challenges that I faced. I was able to organize myself with the help of an action plan, which I achieved with the assistance of my peers and teachers. I was unable to reach some deadlines, but I completed them in the end. I was able to complete my success criteria, in which I faced a lot of difficulties. I overcame these challenges by constantly updating my website and communicating with people. That brings me to the ATL skills that I achieved. First of all, I achieved the communication skill by consulting a lot of people to find loopholes in my website and overall be able to connect with my target audience a bit better. I also negotiated with my peers who are interested in football. I achieved the ATL skill of demonstrating persistence and perseverance by constantly updating my website and kept finding ways to improve. In the end, I was able to meet my deadlines and achieve the aesthetics that I wanted. I was also able to improve the functionality of the website, making it much more convenient for the user to navigate through the pages. In the end, I was able to learn a lot more about website development and different softwares, and also the different ways to design a website. I learned about the different types of rules and learned about the history of football. Along with this, I learned a lot about self management and ways to work in an organized manner.
I was 9 years old when I visited an NGO for the blind. I had barely stepped in to donate some of my old clothes and toys when reality hit me. I had first encountered the hard truth that many in our world live without seeing light, live without seeing this beautiful world we experience each and every day, and still are so happy. This sight inspired me to constantly try to help them as much as possible. From donating the little money I saved to volunteering in NGOs near me, I knew it was time to do something big, something that would actually make a difference, and this personal project seemed like the perfect opportunity to do so. Whether it's reaching incredible feats in exploration to creating mind boggling inventions that change the face of generations, I've always felt that technology is the answer. This could be anything from some bricks, the creating infrastructure, to light bulbs that could glow for days on end. Technology that revolutionized generations and completely changed the lives of millions was something I wanted to create and something I aspired to develop. Thankfully, IB Personal Project gave me this opportunity to do and helped me learn a new field of technological advancement, that is 3D modeling and 3D printing. I decided to create educational toys that could easily be used by visually impaired community to improve their holistic education and cognitive abilities. Even though governments are now spending millions into infrastructure for the blind, whether it's a revised curriculum amongst other things, one thing I noticed has been consistently lacking in their education is cognitive thinking and holistic education. IB encourages such learning, and in my opinion, it was my duty to do the same exact thing for the children who are inherently deprived of such experiences due to something that they have no control over. Existing toys like Rubik's Cubes and Scrabble have a very impactful effect on a child's brain, especially in the earlier stages, and cultivating that type of learning and being able to provide it in a non-visual manner, even though it was a challenge, it was something that I was really inclined to do. That is why I started by creating multiple rough sketches and using softwares like Fusion 360 and Blender to be able to create the perfect design and product possible. Not just that, a product is never complete without proper remarks and proper feedback. So I not only regularly asked many of my peers to assess my work, but contacted professional 3D designers to assess the quality of my work, increasing my confidence on my own product. Such meticulous process and method requires immense amount of planning and organization as well, which are two key components that were taught to me through this personal project. I used Gantt charts, action plans, and even success criteria to not just manage the deliverables, but also the quality of work I was presenting to be able to achieve the best possible learning outcome. empowering blind children to reach their full potential by providing them with the necessary resources, support, and guidance to live an independent and fulfilling life while fostering a sense of community and belonging is my mission statement and was my entire goal for this project.
Good afternoon to all present here, to the parents, teachers, my peers, and of course the junior students if they're interested to watch. So, today I'm going to talk about my personal project, which is emotional well-being strategies and its importance. So, first of all, it's an honor to be speaking to you on a topic that is not only close to my heart, but also a topic that affects us all in some way: mental health. As I speak about my project, it is important that we take a moment to reflect on the state of mental health in our society. Mental health affects everyone, regardless of age, gender, or background. Yet, despite its well spread impact, it remains one of the most misunderstood and unfunded areas of healthcare and life. The theme of the exhibition is to raise awareness about mental health and to dispose the myth and stigma that surrounds it. Mental health is not about just feeling happy all the time. It's about having the capacity to cope with ups and downs in life, to feel a sense of purpose, and to maintain positive relationships with others. So, let's look at how I started. So, I already had an interest in things like emotional well-being, psychology, mental health, and all the stuffs. And I really like look at this picture which I've demonstrated right here. So, one is a picture of the universe down to its atoms, and one is a picture of inside our brains, which is nerves. So you can see how amusing it is. Now my goals for is that my learning goal is to explore more about mental well-being strategies and spread this awareness about its importance. And my product goal was basically to create an Instagram page which I'll be using to blog on how to maintain good mental health. I chose Instagram because my target audience was teenagers, and what do most teenagers do? They hang out in social media. That's why I chose Instagram. Now, this is my success criteria. For success criteria, I chose five components: which is presentation, content, audience, and resources and languages. Presentation because I had to make my page appear really colorful and very tech savvy, so can others that are interested attracted to my page. And content, I had to make it very down to its simple language so every reader can read it. An audience, of course, I told you I chose teenagers because they're growing up like myself and they're being exposed to new emotions now every day, and they don't know how to deal with it. Now, resources. For resources, I'm not an expert in this field, so for that I chose my IB counselor, Mit Samit sir, which gave me resources for the same. For languages is the same. I had to keep it very simple so that someone who is not into mental health and that stuff can also understand my stuff. My action plan was, yeah, it is not being followed really properly. On my action plans, I did instead of the months, instead of the dates because it was really good with me that way. So my ATL skill was basically researching and communication, specifically to learning. Learning was researching. Basically, I was researching all kind of stuff. Thanks to Amit sir, it was really easy. And product goal was communication, as I speak, how I speak to it. So my products, you can see it's a mental well-being. It's such a beautiful page. I recommend each and everyone is to please take it. Now, this is my evaluation. You can see it seriously, sir, made my researching part really easy and I knew where to and what to do. So, however, so you can see there is still some good news that there is hope. By educating ourselves and others, by speaking out and breaking the silence, we can help create a world where mental health is understood, accepted, and valued. It is in the end, it is all up to us to take responsibility for our own mental health and support those around us who may be struggling with it. Whether it's reaching out to a friend, volunteering, or advocating for better mental services, every little bit helps. As we conclude, as I conclude to my personal project, let's commit to making a mental health a priority in our lives and in our community. Let's work together to create a world where mental health is just as important as physical world, and those who are suffering from mental illness will receive support and care which they need and they deserve. So let's talk about my success and failures. So my first success was, I already knew what I was going to do for the project, as I told my interest in psychology and mental health. And second was I found the appropriate website by consulting to a professional, and then I gained followers really quickly than expected. Right? If you check right now, it will be like even more than result. Now my failures. So basically, my product was still in development. It's still right now. I'm adding new stuff day by day. And second failure was that it was a really bad time management, as I was not meeting the deadlines even now and then, and I was having a really hard time understanding the topics and what to do. Now, what I mean by that is like I did not understand the PP topics really clearly because the last 8 years I've spent getting into CBSE curriculum. So, right before I jumped into IB curriculum, and it was like such a roller coaster for me. So, with that, I would like to thank the teachers and the supervisors who were patient with me and explained every little detail about it and how important PP is. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Arjun Jain, and this is my personal project video. My learning goal was to research more about the functioning of the stock market. Since I was passionate about the stock market, I wanted to delve deeper into the world. One day, my paternal relatives gave me 5,000 rupees since they could not bring me a gift, as the plan was very instant. I wanted to buy a new pair of Nike Jordans, which were recently released. I was excited but soon realized that I didn't have money to buy them since they cost 20,000 rupees. Instead of asking money from my parents, I decided to take action and researched ways I could double that money. I came across gambling websites, but since my luck was poor, I decided to not play the odds. While scrolling through YouTube with no progress, I came across a video with a title saying penny stocks with 40% growth. I had previously heard about the stock market, but since people said it was a risky investment, I took time to evaluate other options. Nevertheless, I started researching and wanted to start with a small amount of 500 rupees, as I recently read a book about compounding and how I would get rich by the age of 40. The idea of sitting at home and making money from my phone fascinated me, and because I saw people like Jordan Belfort, Warren Buffett, and Rakesh Jhunjhunwala earn millions, I was convinced that I wanted to explore the market. I began my journey and started researching about the stocks. The goal was to create a guide on the functioning of the stock market. This helped me better understand the nitty-gritty of the stock market and help aspiring investors by understanding the functioning of the stock market in a simplified and reader-friendly format. I chose the stock market guide as a product because during the lockdown, when people were suffering financially and were failing to meet the basic necessities, there were people who were sitting at home who placed a few trades which took less than a second and made loads of money. This really intrigued me and my journey in the world of stock market began. This product helps me revise the topics I have learned and also assisted my learning in other branches of investing like day trading, options, etc. I chose globalization sustainability as my global context because my report talks about markets, commodities, and commercialization. I investigate the functioning and interconnectedness of the stock market. Stock market is a global context nowadays, and there has been an increased demand for stock market investment in the past 5 years among youngsters due to internet and technology. Stock market links microeconomics and macroeconomics by integrating two or more economies together. Stock market comprises a set of many companies as national and MNCs, which integrates markets and commodities. Stock market is an open place for investment where people all over the world use as a safe and secured investment in the form of equity funds and dividends. Initially, I was overwhelmed by all the information available. It was really difficult for me to find a starting point. So I talked to existing investors in the stock market for advice. They recommended me a few books and websites which I could refer to for information. One of the books was this book by Warren Buffett. Also, another book, What Every Indian Should Know Before Investing. These two books really helped me better understand the terminologies related to the stock market. I also did activities regarding the stock market. I shortlisted a few stocks and studied them on a regular basis. I understood market trends, buying and selling, reading balance sheets, and finding ratios. After completing my product, I not only learned how to research and analyze markets, but I also gained some valuable life skills that could be extremely important. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing, Warren Buffett once said. This quote is especially applicable when it comes to investing in the stock market. It is essential to keep an open mind when it comes to trading and investing. The stock market is a very broad field, so even if you think you know everything, there is likely still something you don't understand. For this reason, it is important to maintain an open mind and recognize that you may not be an expert on everything related to the stock market. Understanding this has helped me keep my ego in check and continue learning without feeling inadequate. The stock market can sometimes be very unpredictable and unstable. A successful investor is one who is able to handle this volatility without being affected by it. Unlike online trading, investing is typically done over a longer period of time, so focusing too much on market fluctuations and downturns may prevent you from achieving your financial goals. One way to impose investment discipline is to start an online systematic system plan, also known as an SIP. This forces you to continue investing no matter how the market performs and to make regular contributions. SIPs have a reputation for generating excellent returns on your investments over the long term. This discipline has helped me see things from a different perspective and stay consistent in various areas of my life, such as sports, studying, also investing. I could practically learn about the stock market through my personal project. Thank you.
Greetings. My name is Arun Pujari and this is my personal project. What is my project? My product for this project is a YouTube channel where I will be uploading a video on music creation. For this video, I will be interviewing a C music singer and producer, Mr. Atul Gautam. With about 12 years of musical experience, he deems to be a reliable source of information when it comes to the question how to create a good song. What are my interests and motivation for this project? I've always loved listening to, singing, playing music with the sole reason that it helps me calm down. I've been singing Indian classical music since the past 6 years with my mentor teacher, Mr. Gautam himself. Some months back, I was wanting to create a song to be presented at a family function, but I was not able to understand how to. I went to YouTube and other websites to read anything that I could use to help me create the song, but everything was very unclear. That is where I thought that if I am facing such issues, it is possible that others are also facing them as well. With this, the idea of creating a music creational video was made. My initiatives and accomplishments in music. In Indian classical music, I have sung a video which is uploaded on the Genesis Global School YouTube channel, which has currently been viewed 139 times. And I have also won a first place Malhar competition from the school itself in the year of 2021. The product that I have finally created was divided into 4 major steps. The first one was market research, where I was researching upon the videos that were already created or the websites that were already published on music creation. The second step was target and goal creation. I had created a success criteria and many action plans to make me be on date for my creation plan. The third one was meeting up with the interviewee, which is Atul Gautam. So the meetings were arranged and made for the overall creation of the product. And finally, step 4 was to make the actual video. I was using iMovie as a software for editing my video and it was further uploaded on YouTube. So what was to be done? With the objective of creating a YouTube video, I had to look at some of the criterias with which I could make the video most presentable, understandable and interesting for the audience. Not only that, but I had to accomplish such a task, I had to also make an action plan, which will not only help me organize the time that I spend on each part of my creation plan, but to also help me understand the progress that I make. But before all this, I had to understand my target audience as well, or who I'm making this video for. So within a sample group, I initiated a survey based on how exposed they are with music and if they are beginners, intermediates or advanced in music. These are the evidences from my product creation plan. This is the success criteria, the action plan and the survey I took for being beginners, intermediates or advanced. So this is me meeting up with the interview who is Mr. Gautam. And here I am editing the video to be published on YouTube on iMovie. That is all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ayana Walia, and I'm here today to present my project, which is a work desk. This project has been incredibly rewarding and has allowed me to learn a great deal more about the design cycle. It is also very special to me as I have always had an interest in product design. As part of this project, I wanted to learn about the design cycle. This is a process that is used to create products and it involves four key steps. This project started with the research phase, where I had to learn about the requirements of the work desk. This includes researching the target audience and the current market to determine what the desk should look like and what features it should have. The second phase of the project was the design phase, where I had to design a desk that would address the requirements I had identified in the research phase. I had to consider the shape, the material, and the size of the desk. I also had to consider the ergonomics to ensure that it would be comfortable to use. The third phase was the production phase, where I had to create the production ready version of the desk. This involved finding the right materials, sourcing the right parts, and ensuring that the desk met all safety and regulatory requirements. The fourth and the final phase was testing phase, where I had to thoroughly test the desk to ensure that it was fit for purpose. I was able to test the desk in a variety of scenarios to ensure that it was comfortable to use and that it would meet the requirements of my customers. I'm extremely proud of my work and I'm excited to share it with you today. In fact, I'm sitting at my desk while making this video and I can say that it is a successful product. Not only that, but I developed lots of important skills through this project like creative and critical thinking, research skills, self management, etc. And I'm confident that I can use this knowledge to create more products in the future. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy my project.
Ever thought about converting your personal interest to a problem solver? Well, my personal project was all about it. Since childhood, I've always been captivated by fashion and styling, and it always intrigues me to help someone choose outfits for certain occasions, and thus I wanted it to be the foundation of my project. My learning goal contained my fashion designing and chain stitching skills to produce effective clothing, and my product goal was to design a multi purpose and reversible dress taking into account factors like aesthetics, functions, materials, costs, etc. So I made a plethora of prototypes for my dresses, and after finalizing them, I bought the cloth, made deadlines for myself, and finally stitched the dresses. This first dress serves the purpose of a professional and social gathering look, consuming less time and storage compared to the 20 minutes people spend each day at the moment on deciding what to wear. So the dress with the belt can be worn at a social gathering, and just by tying a small piece of cloth to it, you can wear it to a professional place. This second dress serves the purpose of a two-in-one dress wherein a child can reverse it as per their capricious mood. This dress can serve two different purposes and for two different occasions as well, and is hence more portable and occupies less space if supposedly you're about to carry it somewhere. Now, lastly, the most important part was to evaluate, to see what others think about my product. Well, I made an online survey and got overwhelming responses. I also gave the dresses for trial to some, whereas others could see pictures of it attached to the survey. I got to know things I can work upon and will surely implement them in my future projects. Now, let's talk about how this project was useful and helped me cultivate my skills, some of my good and common skills. This personal project has permitted me to broaden my horizons and get a new experience regarding fashion. This will thus aid me to a major extent in my future initiatives. Now, IB students get the ability to recognize and evaluate their own advantages and disadvantages. By evaluating my performance, I aided in my own growth and identified the areas where my interest related path needs to be more focused upon. Through the project, I was able to define my values, reflect on them, and understand my responsibilities as both a global citizen and a student. As an IB learner, most predominantly, I enhanced many of my IB learner profiles. Firstly, thinker. This learner profile mainly demonstrates abilities in terms of taking the initiative to employ critical and creative thinking abilities to detect and tackle complicated situations, as well as make a reasonable and ethical judgment as a result. Me, I believe I cultivated this profile because it took me a significant amount of time to mull over this interest and how it can possibly solve a big major problem. Now, this arose another profile, which was inquirer. People who have cultivated a natural curiosity are known as inquirers. I am curious about the world and everything operating in it. I'm ready to take part in investigations that result in discoveries as well. And thus, I was eager to pose the same queries that will result in a possibly helpful solution. As a result, this personal project was, and the whole process, of course, was undoubtedly a major learning for me. And through this, I got to cultivate, I got to understand a lot of new things. And thus, it was a great experience. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Kshitij Singh and today I will be talking about the personal project that I am pursuing this year. I have decided to create a video game known as Corona Killers. So now I would be talking about my learning goal. So my learning goal is to understand the process of a 3D video game development. I would gain the skills of programming and I would gain knowledge about the Unity game engine. I would also be able to learn C Sharp programming language by developing this project. So my inspiration was a YouTuber named Dani, and he created development vlogs on how he was able to turn his ideas into a playable experience. Well, games are not less than a medium of communication, such as they are also similar to visual arts, music, dance, etc. And I also have an interest in technology, due to which I think I am capable to pursue this project. So, for the to achieve the learning goal, the product goal which I decided was to create a first person game based on coronavirus. It will be a 3D game which will run on the Windows platform. The game will utilize the Unity game software as a platform to create the game. The game is meant for entertainment with an educational side to it as well. Further on, the game is playable by age 7 plus. The ATL skills which I took into consideration was self-management skills, research skills, and thinking skills. Out of all the three, I think that self-management is one of the most important skills in any field and helps us to invest time and work effectively too. The reason that self management skill was a major skill to improve was because of the deadlines I needed to follow and manage time accordingly. I also had deadlines and assignments from school which I needed to complete, or also a few images of the main menu screen and the gameplay interface. This is the poster which I had created. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kushagra Jain of MYP 5B, and today I'm here to talk about my personal project on songwriting and digital music production. My goal was to artistically express myself by composing an album of songs that sensitize the listeners about the environment. Music has always been a passion of mine, and I've been playing the piano since I was 9 years old. But until now, I had only played music written by other composers. This is why I wanted to create songs about something that I'm personally inspired by and to express the problems that I feel passionate about. The environment is one of the biggest universal issues, and it's important to me to raise awareness about it through my music. I used multiple online courses to study advanced topics such as lyric writing, prosody, rhyme, diction, arranging, and music production techniques such as mixing and mastering, retro plugins, EQ, and compression. I developed six specific product criteria based on my research to evaluate my product, which would help me determine the success of my songs. To ensure that my songs were successful, I conducted two tests, an audience survey and an expert review. The audience survey gave me a sense of the public's reaction to my songs, which is important as the purpose of my songs is to convey a message to the audience. The expert review provided specific advice for improvement based on fundamentals of music. I also created an action plan that helped me set deadlines for each activity. This plan was essential to my success and allowed me to break down my project into individual steps. It was a flexible document that I could adjust as needed. Finally, I was able to produce two songs. My first song, A Concerning View, is a song that I wrote to describe the negative impacts of deforestation on the environment. My second song, Asking for Forgiveness, is a song based on the negative impacts and solutions to air pollution. I believe my product is of high quality because each song is well written, coherently structured, and based on accurate music theory such as rhythm, melody, scale, etc. This is why I believe the songs could be enjoyable to a wide audience. In conclusion, my personal project allowed me to further my research skills, media and information literacy, and communication skills. I am proud to say that I was able to successfully complete this project and express myself through music. I hope that my songs will inspire others to take actions towards saving the environment. Thank you for listening.
Hi everyone, I'm Mahar Sikka and this is the showcase video of my personal project. Without any further ado, let us dive right into my project. I believe it is safe to say that everyone here knows the importance of agriculture and, of course, food in our daily lives. The agriculture industry is the backbone of our economy, and without it, humanity as we know it would perish. Unfortunately, the United Nations Organization, UNO, has announced that by 2050, humanity may be facing a soil degradation crisis. Millions of hectares of land may be lost. This means that more than 10% of global crop yields, due to the overconsumption and lack of nutrients in soil, may be gone. My product is aimed towards solving this global problem. As some of you may already know, Sadhguru, a famous Indian personality, initiated Save the Soil movement 24 years ago to spread awareness about the severity of the problem facing us, which is soil degradation. Just so you know, I have zero background information in farming or agriculture and almost no interest in it, but I love making products, and this global cause really compels me towards choosing a project wherein I can make a difference. Okay, so for those of you wondering what hydroponics is or what my product is about, here's the little information. Hydroponics is a technique used to grow plants in a soilless system using inert growing mediums and nutrient solutions. Hydroponics has many advantages over traditional farming, such as plants can grow at least 20% faster, the produce yield increases by 30% and more. There are no use of chemicals or pesticides. Hydroponics saves a lot of water, time, effort, and long-term costs. Hydroponics saves 10 times more water than traditional farming, but can have high maintenance costs due to constant use of electricity. So another thing about hydroponics is that you can grow plants in any season at any time without even sunlight. I will show you this later, and I've also incorporated this feature in my product where I've added grow lights which completely mimic sunlight, and you can keep the system indoor, outdoor, wherever you like. So for my approaches to learning skills, ATL, I have chosen three, one for the learning goal and two for the product goal. So for the learning goal, I chose research skills, under that media literacy. Research is extremely important for me in this project because I don't have any background information or experience in hydroponics or general farming. Therefore, I must learn how to evaluate sources in order to establish their credibility and whether they are reliant and accurate or not. For the product goal, I have chosen self-management skills, under that organizational skills, and thinking skills, under that transfer skills. My product is really complex and it requires a lot of manual labor and time to finish it. As I started my product from the ground up by hand, I needed to make sure that I have certain organization strategies in hand to avoid time crunch. I specifically chosen transfer skills because I must transfer the knowledge of mainly my subject of design and technology and also a little bit of chemistry. I have a keen interest in DT and have created several products by hand before. Therefore, I must share all that previous knowledge about different tools, woodworking, glues, material, etc. with this project as well. Chemistry is also important because I would require to create nutrient solutions wherein I need to control the pH scale of the water using my knowledge of acids and alkalis. Okay, so right in front of you is my final product. After putting hours and hours of hard work into the DT lab, I have finally created a functional portable hydroponic system. All of the plants that you see here have been grown hydroponically. That means they were seeds at one point in time, then they turn into saplings and then into such beautiful tall structures. I'm really amazed and surprised by how well these plants grew because the picture on the left you see is just 4 weeks after I've added the seeds. And some of the plants grew so fast and so efficiently, I was really surprised. This has been one of the most exhaustive yet rewarding projects I've ever undertaken. The sheer perseverance to keep hurdling over challenges and creating a fully functional soilless farming system was truly a valuable experience. Even I didn't think that it would actually work in the start. I learned countless things along the way, and I'm ever so grateful for it. This project took me so many places, whether it was constantly visiting the DT lab after school, traveling to noisy flea markets, finding pipes, meeting farmers to understand their take on soilless farming, or even a mental state of pure happiness once a task was completed. I really put my heart and soul into this project, and I improved my creativity skills, communication skills, problem solving, and my ability to persevere along this wonderful journey. I received some terrific responses from my peers and mentors saying that it's a wonderful product and maybe I should do something more with it. And those are certainly my plans for the future. I don't want my product to be sitting in the lead lab forever. So I will certainly make sure that this product comes to use even in the future. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mannat, and my personal project is all about how your daily intake of food can help you cure some severe problems such as PCOD, diabetes, and more. To begin with, my learning goal is to develop my cooking skills and learn about how eating habits can help in curing diseases such as PCOD, diabetes, etc. And my product goal is a recipe book which will help people to overcome the physical problems they are facing in their daily day-to-day life that can be cured by changing their eating habits. I was recently suffering from a disease myself, which is PCOD. I got it during the pandemic as I did not have much exercise and a very healthy lifestyle for some months. I got really worried after I got diagnosed with PCOD. I consulted multiple doctors, and at the end, there was one thing they all said that was common, which was having a healthy lifestyle would decrease PCOD. From that day onwards, I made it my goal to eat healthy, have a fixed sleep schedule, and exercise every day. While I was trying to eat healthy, I always used to miss trying out new things as I'm a very big foodie. The diet I was following did not have anything interesting to eat in it, and all the food felt really bland. I researched online and also consulted many dietitians and nutritionists about how I can make my food more interesting to eat. After my research, I got many recipes from different sources. After I saw positive results in my health, then I got inspired to pass on the research to other people who are facing these issues through the product I will be generating. I also wanted to not only include recipes about PCOD but also obesity, thyroid, and diabetes, as I've seen members of my own family struggle with some of these problems. I started my product by researching about different diseases that can be cured by just your eating habits and that don't need medication to be cured. I also talked to many dietitians and nutritionists and asked them multiple questions to make my product as helpful to the people as it can be. I also like cooking a lot, so I know what all ingredients need to be put in which dish, which makes it easier to make recipes. I have also studied books on healthy cooking. I read the book Health Nut Recipe for Everyday Cooking before I was able to cure my PCOD. The book has given me a lot of information about different recipes on a healthy diet. I have understood how the ingredients are needed for the recipe preparation, fighting against PCOD and thyroid especially. This adds to my prior knowledge of understanding and helped me to make my cookbook in a desired way. The IB Learner profile attributes that I acquired from a personal project is communicating, as I had talked to multiple dietitians before seeing the requirements of the recipes, and knowledgeable as I have learned a lot about how so many recipes can be cured just by sitting at home. Thank you.
My learning goal is to be able to create a cookbook for novice cooks and want to learn how to make many different kinds of healthier foods. These people are willing to give enough time to learn cooking as a hobby and a new interest, so the recipes can take any amount of time to prepare. My product goal is that I can achieve the goal by learning how to cook healthy foods and make recipes for people that are just learning to cook, as I have to make an easy to understand beginner guide for them. I have to post sufficient pictures and make the final product look appealing so that the person may try to use it. The ATL skills that I will be covering while working on my personal project are research skill, thinking skill, and self management skill. I really like cooking as a hobby and wanted to share my knowledge with others using methods that I had never tried before. What inspired me to make this product is to be able to share healthy cooking knowledge to people through a simple and comprehensively written cookbook. I decided to research for many different resources and add substitutes for unhealthy ingredients, for example, by using stevia instead of traditional sugar. I researched about what type of books are most read and what format would be best for this. I made prototype templates using digital designing tools and ended up printing it physically from a document. I added about 20 recipes in the book and clearly wrote about the exact amount of ingredients that you need, the steps and equipment that you can use, and also a picture of the final dish to give an idea to the cook about how it will be while keeping it very healthy. Since I do not have any prior experience in printing and binding a book myself, I did face some difficulties. Now, because the edging of the paper was left on the opposite side of the binding area, it made it so that the cookbook opened from the last page, which was a bit confusing, but users were able to eventually understand it. So that's all about my cookbook, and yeah. Following, I will be showing some photos about the project that I've made and some pages for a better view to edit.
Good evening. My name is Nafia Jain and I'm currently in MYP 5B. I study in Genesis Global School and today I'll be presenting my personal project. My learning goal is to understand the skill of digital art by focusing on nature as my theme. Since art is one of my interests, I decided to experiment with digital art and try something new and different. Now, to me, digital art is a very fascinating concept because even though a lot of people are doing art, not many learn digital art, and that is why I wanted to do something in this field. So I went online to find some tutorial videos for digital art so that I can start learning it right away. And to my surprise, a lot of these videos were either very hard to understand or they required me to buy new devices like a stylus or a tablet so that I can start learning digital art. Personally, I did not think that it was a very reasonable idea for me to be buying new devices just for digital art. And also the fact that a lot of people can't afford these new devices and that should not stop them from doing digital art.
which is why I created a YouTube channel filled with different tutorials videos wherein you don't need any kind of new device. If you have an iPad or a touchscreen laptop, it will do. Also, the application that I've chosen provides all the tools that you need without having to buy the premium subscription. And the app's name is called IBIS Paint. It is a very user friendly and beginner application for digital art. Now, this was my product goal. Through the project, I've learned several different ATL skills like self management, research skills, communication skills, and more. And although within this journey I've had a lot of challenges and setbacks, but it has always pushed me to do better. Now, firstly, I had a small challenge of figuring out and juggling my time between studying and personal project to an extent that it became very hard for me to complete all of my personal project tasks as my exams were going on. So, what I did to overcome this problem was I created a to do list and I spent at least 30 minutes every day on personal project in digital art so that I can complete my work on time. The second problem I faced was about editing. Now, editing the video took much longer than I had expected in my initial action plan, which is why a lot of the videos that I was posting on YouTube were delayed because I was not able to complete the editing on time. And at the end, I would like to conclude by saying that this project has been extremely beneficial for me. And I feel like digital art is a skill that will be very useful in the future, as the future is all about technology. I would definitely work upon my art skills and my ATL skills, but how I'm presenting my work to others as well. Apart from this, I've come a long way from the beginning and I've also improved a lot. I would continue working on my art skills and I would continue posting videos so that I can help others as well and give them a platform which is easy to understand and does not require new tools or devices. At the end, my aim is not something short term but a long term project for this YouTube channel that I will continue doing even after my personal project is ended. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nilasmi Tripathi, and I'm here to talk about my personal project journey. So, what did personal project really mean to me in the beginning of MYP4 when I was first introduced to it? Well, to be very honest, I was very uncertain about what I wanted to take up as a project, and part of the reason was because I have varying interests. For instance, I have been interested in the field of medicine since as long as I can remember, and I've recently gotten very intrigued by the subject of psychology and behavioral sciences. Other than that, I also came across baking during the COVID-19 lockdown, as well as photography. So I thought that maybe I could create a YouTube channel and post baking tutorials or maybe conduct a psychology experiment. Although none of these ideas were unique and were rather typical, which I knew I didn't want to do. However, this all changed when one day I was having a casual conversation with my father about culture and heritage. And we ended up getting into this subject of Magad, which is actually present day southern Bihar. And it was, in fact, one of the 16 Mahajanpadas in India in the late Vedic era. So my father suggested that I write a book on this subject. Considering that both my parents are from Bihar, this was a very personal subject to me, and it was a very striking project idea. I truly love history because of the fact that the past affects the future, and yesterday is history, yet many of us run away from this. Additionally, there were many challenges I faced during this project, not to mention that the deadline of the project completion was just a few months away from when I had started the project. So I was really just in a hurry to get all of my work done in time. But I did feel in that many times. Secondly, considering this book is based on a history topic, I had to segregate a lot of information to find the real factual data in the cornucopia of information that's available on the internet. Thirdly, I had to consult many traditional texts in which there was a significant amount of contradictory information. So I had the greatest dilemma trying to figure out what to put into the book and what to remove. Nonetheless, this journey, although exhausting, was truly amazing, and I learned far more than what I had perceived in the beginning when I had started. And I also developed several ATL skills along with IB learner profiles, which I am very proud of. And I'm very close to getting my book published at this moment, trying to get the word out into the world about Magad and telling people, even the people of Bihar, about the culture and the heritage that they have. The place where they belong from has such a rich history, and they must respect that and be proud of it. So I really loved this project, and I would love to create a part two of my book. So thank you very much.
Greetings, my name is Olivia Tito, and my personal project revolves around making a website on mental illnesses to explore its effects on lifestyles of adolescents. My learning goal was to explore mental illnesses and how they impact lifestyles. This will help me understand how it largely changes aspects of their personality. And the product goal that I had initially planned was to design a website to spread awareness about mental illnesses through podcasts with expert views. And it also consists of adolescents' real life experiences. Now, what was my inspiration? Along with playing the guitar and sketching, in terms of advocacy, mental health has always been a topic that I've been passionate about because it's a domain that's really close to home. I know many people, including family and friends, who go through mental illnesses, and they find it rather hard to open up and share their experiences because of the stigma that's attached to this topic. Which is why I had planned to make a website to remove the stigma around mental illnesses. I'd made three subsections into this. The first one was about information on different mental illnesses. The second one about experiences of adolescents that I'd garnered through interviews and blogs. And the last one was the podcasts I had held with a mental health professional. The first part of my website was about spreading awareness on different mental health disorders. I'd explored anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, depression and bipolar, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and post traumatic stress disorder. I'd explored these all through secondary resources, including TED Talks, websites on the internet, and even books. The second part of the website was the experiences. This was a short booklet I had made of experiences of people going through mental illnesses. Since these were real life experiences, it added on to the credibility of my website as well as making it more reliable. I had gotten a blog from a girl going through obsessive compulsive disorder, and I'd also taken an interview with somebody who had attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Both of these had a sentimental value attached to it, considering they were experiences of people who had actually gone through these illnesses and were ready to share their journey. The final part was podcast with mental health professionals. Throughout the course of my project, one challenge that I had faced was getting evidences because of mental health being a very sensitive topic. People were not really ready to open up and get photos or even their name revealed, which initially was a challenge. However, later I was able to cope up by putting their vlogs and their interviews in double quotes. This podcast that I had held with a mental health professional was with Isha Mishra, who is a consulting psychologist working with STEPS organization. And our major discussion here revolved around different mental health disorders, how people around us can help in terms of communication and simply letting these people know that they're there for them. Overall, this was the website that this was the feedback that I'd received for my website. I had also received website on my social media handles along with the homepage of the website, and everybody had commented upon how, in terms of the pastel theme that I had taken, was commendable. I think the pastel theme showed how people who are going through mental illnesses are not alone in their journeys, and it also symbolizes hope. Along with that, a lot of people through surveys and interviews that I had initially taken thought that the website should also have a darker aspect to it in terms of the aesthetic to show the gravity of the problem and how mental illnesses is not a joke or something that has to be taken lightly, which is why towards the first presentation I'd taken a darker aesthetic with darker shades of green to incorporate all feedback and all suggestions possible. Overall, I was able to gain a lot of skills through this personal project. This included social skills, communication skills, research skills, etc. And it was a great learning experience. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Anshika Rajput and I'm here to share about the journey of my personal project. At the beginning of MYP 4, which is ninth grade, the personal project was introduced to our entire class. I wasn't really sure what a personal project was and had started losing delight in the same. But little did I know it was indeed something very interesting wherein you get to follow a passion and create an outcome to be shared with the whole world. I enjoy a variety of extracurricular activities outside of school. That includes reading novels, baking, cooking, playing basketball, discovering new musical genres, and most importantly, my love for science subjects. I'm very interested in biology and chemistry considering I want to pursue medicine in the future. My personal project brainstorming began at this point. I had a few potential research topics in mind, but I wasn't sure which one to pick or how to focus my attention on just one. Since medicine and health are two of my interests, I chose my base to be one of these topics. I came across the term occupational illnesses when browsing various websites for ideas, and it immediately sprang to me. I quickly did more research on what the terminology meant before deciding on a focused area of study. After that, I was successful in deciding my learning and product goals. My product goal was to create a website that provided information on occupational diseases, and in the website, I would also include interview videos with professionals so that they can give reliable information. This was a difficult yet exciting project for me, and I acquired many skills throughout the process, such as research skills for information on the diseases, communication skills to express the research through website and videos, creativity skills while developing the website and editing the videos, as well as time management while completing the whole process within the given deadlines. Adding on to that, I used the KWL chart and filled it initially before starting my research to see all the questions I wanted to address. While planning the product, I used Access FM to create the success criteria that explored all the features of my final products. That includes aesthetics, functions, customers, and more. So, my first step was to communicate with the doctors and fix a meeting for the interviews. And I went ahead and started with our school's doctor herself, who talked about tendinitis disease. Then I compiled some secondary research with these interview videos, and using an editing app, I created interactive as well as informative videos. These were also published on my YouTube channel. I also started developing my website using Wix.com, which was a website developer. There, I started putting all the research and setting the aesthetics of the same. After the completion of my website, I created a survey to gather feedback on my project. My teachers and fellow classmates gave feedback, and I got some areas to improve on. This doesn't end here, just as a personal project, but I would further keep updating my website as per the new updates in the medical field. I will keep uprising the information on my website if there are some developments regarding the disease in the future. It is essential to stay up to date with relevant and modernized information. The journey of creating my personal project was indeed pleasurable and full of learning. I feel in order to make the personal project a fun learning procedure, you need to choose a product that is connected with your most suitable interest. This way, throughout the journey, rather than having to complete the project just for the sake of it, you will intend to relish it. The same happened with me. I chose the field of medicine and health for the final product, which led me to appreciate my project. And learning about these new diseases, especially from experts themselves, gave me reliable information. The information about the diseases made me aware of the types of occupational diseases in this world and how to prevent them. My learning goal was achieved, and I was able to further spread this information to a larger audience, hence, accomplishing my personal project. Thank you.
Good morning to one and all present here. I am Parv from MYP5. Today I will be telling you about my personal project. My learning goal is to learn a two-dimensional animation. My product goal is to create a website that includes a 2D animation to raise awareness among the teenagers about the importance of fitness. Personal interest. My personal interest in this project is that I want to learn how to make a website and learn how to do a animation on fitness as I went somewhere and I saw that most of the people were busy on their phone in the gym. So I thought to create something which will attract the teenagers to do some exercise or in the or some of the like jogging or something. Global content. Service as action as service is something for the community, so I will be creating an animation using software and uploading on my website, which will be mostly attractive to the teenagers so that they do some physical exercise and become fit. ATL skill. I use research skill because my product is to create a website where the different exercises and the importance of fitness is mentioned. So I researched upon this topic that is it helpful for the people or not. So I found that it is. So I started my research that what can I create and how can I create this idea. then I found that most of the people actually don't do exercise in their day-to-day life, which can change their figure and create a problem for them. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Zanveer Singh and today I'm going to be talking about my product which is called Pixel Comics. So first off, I'm going to start off with the learning goal, which is to use pixel visuals and language to create a humorous effect. Now, the way I developed an interest for this learning goal is that back in summer 2020, I used to create texture packs for the game Minecraft, and in that I used to create swords, apples, fireballs, and etc. And around that time too, I used to view some memes too, and I found it to be quite entertaining, so I thought to view them every day. Now, as I kept making more and more of the same textures in that game, I found it to be quite boring, and I thought to myself that maybe I should try creating something new. And then I thought that I should create some human figures and maybe show some conversations between them. And that's when I thought maybe I could try to make some scenes with the characters and make some humorous or maybe some funny scenes with them. So that's how I decided on my learning goal. So my product goal is to combine my skills in pixel art and my knowledge of memes into one and create pixel comics. So as I do this, I'll be able to enhance my artistic understanding and elements in it such as line, shape, color, texture, and example, and I will be able to convey language and improve it as well. Now, I had some other suggestions as well while creating this, which could be that I could make some pixel art tutorials or I could make some artworks in relation to pixel art. But the reason I went ahead with this is because this is a very unique idea and it has not been really done by other people. So I thought maybe I could try this and maybe encourage some other people that could try this as well. Now, finally, let's move to the skills part. Now, finally, as for the skills, while I finished this product, I was able to develop and enhance my two skills being the thinking skills and the communication skills. So, for the thinking skills, as with each character and with each background, I try to incorporate a meme or a joke that would fit best in them. So I had to get a lot of ideas and then compile them and then maybe reject some and then accept some into one. As for the communication skills, I'm able to convey my own feelings and emotions about how I feel about humor as a whole. And with pixel art, I create text so that my pixel comics to the viewer are understandable and enjoyable. Now here you can view some of the pages from my pixel comics where I show some of the characters along with some of the memes and the background. And that's pretty much it. I hope this was somewhat interesting for you all and thank you for watching my presentation.